Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Speaker, just this past Monday, the Iraqi government declared that it was beginning a major military operation to retake western Anbar province from ISIS. This area of operation, including major cities of Ramadi and Fallujah, is the same region which ISIS seized this past May. Following this announcement, American-led coalition airstrikes permeated Anbar province. I fervently support U.S. and coalition military targeted airstrikes, which continue to attack the Islamic State within Syria and Iraq. Along with airstrikes, U.S. troops serve as a part of an advise and assist role in Iraq and continue to do so in Afghanistan. Since September 11, 2001, the Army's 10th Mountain Division has been the most actively deployed division to Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm honored to represent the 10th Mountain Division, a light infantry division comprised of competent, resilient, and skilled warriors. In New York's North Country, we understand what fighting for our nation's liberties and freedoms truly means. And come this winter, during the holidays, when we're at home with our loved ones, these brave soldiers from the 10th Mountain Division will be serving our nation in highly kinetic combat zones. So when I speak against ISIS, their barbaric tactics, and the instability they create around the world, I am speaking for my constituents, the brave servicemen and women who are overseas right now fighting to protect our national security. I speak for their loved ones, the military families who are back in the North Country at Fort Drum, worrying about their safety and looking forward to the day they arrive back home. This is why I am extremely frustrated when cuts to our defense budget continue. Sequestration is a real threat to our national security. Sequestration was proposed by this administration, signed into law by this president, and passed by a previous Congress. As ISIS remains a major source of terrorism and instability throughout the Middle East, here in Congress we must discuss real solutions related to stabilizing the region, continued threats to our own national security, the readiness for our armed forces, and the tools they need to keep our country safe. The National Defense Authorization Act provides our nation's armed forces with the resources they need to defend our national security against ISIS. And soon this imperative piece of legislation will be on its way to the President for his signature. A veto could threaten the safety of our nation's service members and our country's defense. Our national security is gravely at risk as long as ISIS remains intact and our troops are tasked with doing more with less. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting our armed forces in fighting against defense sequestration, and I implore this President to sign the National Defense Authorization Act. I yield back.
The gentlelady yields back, and I